YouTube on the computer.
But really, I know sometimes it's like a 30-second delay sometimes. So YouTube is private. What?
I see a face.
I didn't put it private. There's my face.
Okay, you're on.
Hi. Can you hear me? That's the second test. My husband sent me that link. I was like, okay, so I think I just made it so that you guys can see me now. Okay.
All right, let's work on the view. What you want to do for your view?
I know, hold on. This isn't the permanent view. This is just the temporary view.
Well, where's the view you want it?
It's going to be down on here. It's like this. You see it?
And then I delay. Oh, yeah.
Okay, so I'm putting it back up. I start now, honey. Let me message him because he's messaging me. Yes, I know, sweetheart. Hi. Hi. You can hear me. Yes. Okay. So welcome everybody to my YouTube channel. My name is Sandra and I am the owner of Garner Sewing Room, and we are a teaching studio here in Raleigh, North Carolina. We teach sewing classes for kids, teens, and adults, anything from beginner sewing all the way up into intermediate and advanced. So let's get started. I'm making the London backpack by LBG Studios, and making the London backpack by LBG Studios. All right, so let me show you guys some fun stuff. All right, so I'm gonna put myself over here. I'm on mute, so I can't hear myself, but I can see comments on my computer because I need to be able to see comments. Hi. Hello, everyone. Yes. Okay, good. Awesome. Okay, perfect. Awesome. So we are making the London backpack, and this is the final product. I actually have a sample with me today. So this is the London backpack, and I actually have it. I have a couple things in here. I do. Ooh. So this is a drawstring backpack. I made a couple NCWs to match it. So this is the backpack that we're going to be making today. It has a interior zipper pocket. It has this beautiful magnetic flap. And then, hold on, this one. Okay, and then the back also has like this hidden zipper back here. So it's great little backpack. The hardest part about this backpack is down here, is this curve. That's the hardest part about this backpack. So I would say this is definitely a adventurous beginner, somebody who has sewn through thick seams before, has worked with different types of textiles, and either done a couple of bags before. And has done at least something with a round bottom. Not necessarily a completely round bottom, but at least some type of a curve of a bottom. Gusset experience would be great, but not necessary for this back. But this is so cute. Okay, so there's my straps. It has slide adjusters and connectors, and it comes together with grommets. If you do not have a grommet hole punch and setting set, it's okay. You don't have to go out and buy one. You can actually do the buttonhole on your machine. So this is very domestic machine friendly. We actually made these during our winter camp. So our girls here at the studio made these backpacks on the domestics. The only portion I had to kind of help a little bit with was down here with some of the girls that have were brand new to sewing. I mean, this was the first week they've done sewing, and they did everything, but I helped them with this bottom curve. So everything else they did, it's very beginner friendly, like I said, depending on the materials you use. If you use all vinyl, you're going to have a hard time. Okay, so just let you know that. So this is a woven fabric here, interfaced with Sewfuse Plus, and then I have my vinyl accent piece here, and this vinyl is from Mormino, and this is the accessory weight vinyl that she has. And then my webbing that I saw on my website, it's nice and this thin, so it wasn't too thick to sew through here and in different places. So, and then I did waterproof canvas for the inside. So I did matching waterproof canvas for the inside. All right, let's get started. All right, let's see here. We're gonna go through a couple of things that we need to have. So I'm gonna kind of bring you guys up and put you down, if that makes sense. So give me a quick second and I'm gonna rearrange you guys so you guys can see me. I know, Tracy, isn't it cute? I know, right? I love the print and everything. Okay. Hopefully you guys can see this pretty well.
So I pinned where they can find the materials as you go along?
Yes, because a lot of this materials that I have here, like the webbing, is on my website. So this is the Sun's webbing that I have. So everything here is a Tangled inspired backpack. And I really wanted to show off some of my beautiful prints that I have. I got all of my hardware here. So I've got all my grommets, my pieces, sliders, woven name tags. Ooh, purple, I love it. I know, right? Purple is amazing. My zipper pulls, I have these on my website right now too. They're very, very cute. I have these little accent sewn on, so it could be more than an accent, but I like it just as an accent itself. I think the only thing I do not have here is a magnetic snap, but I can grab that really fast. All right, so put that to the side because no one's going to see the magnetic snap except for me, so it doesn't have to be like matchy, but I'll grab one when we get to that. Okay, so our materials here, I kept my pattern pieces stitched, clipped onto it because a lot of these pattern pieces are rectangular and they look similar to each other. So let me see here, guys. Okay. There. Is that a little bit better? I think so, because then you guys can actually see more. Bye, Miss Markia. Okay. So I've got this beautiful purple glitter vinyl. This is from Lauren Mormino. And I have interfaced it with Decoville Heavy with it out of the seam allowance. I got my 2 zipper tapes with gold zipper teeth. Okay, and then this is the back panel piece. This is these are for straps, but I'm using webbing instead. Okay, and then this is for the drawstring. That goes with this. Just making sure I have everything in here. Got pocket pieces, all that beautiful jazzy stuff. Yes, 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 yes. And I've got my vinyls. All right, guys. This is my vinyl. You ready? It's Pascal with the frying pan wearing a crown. I love it. I thought it was cute. What can I say? Yes. It's amazing. Okay, so this is what we have. Ooh, so cute, right? Awesome. Okay, so this is what we're going to be using. All right, so I know what some of these pattern pieces are, obviously, because they're a little obvious. So these pieces I'm going to put to the side. Okay. Hey!
How are you?
Good! I have your stuff on the back table.
Oh, okay. Okay, the scissors and the pens?
Everything's in a bag, and then the 3 bags are back there.
Ooh, I can't wait to go see.
I know, right? Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, so let's get started. All right, since I'm not using this phone for a video, I'm gonna pull the pattern on this phone. I've made it a few times, so I kind of understand how it goes together, but just so that I'm teaching you guys right, I will do that. So I know we can start with our front flap for sure. So for the front flap, I have my purple vinyl and my accent piece, which is going to be yellow. So I have a mixture of purple and yellow for my lining pieces. I ran out of this beautiful yellow. I ran out of it, so I had to do some fun stuff. All right. So let's get started with these 2 pieces, and I'm probably going to need my magnetic snap, but it's not too far. It's right next to me, guys. It's not too far. And sometimes I actually have magnets on here. Told you. I had it. I told you it's not far. My cable's full of everything I need. Everything. Oh, perfect. It's 1. Awesome. Okay. Let's put this to the side. I made these matching NCWs to go along with that backpack. Look at the pink one. It's so cute. I love an NCW. They are amazing. Okay. So there's my flat piece. And I took so much time to try to figure out how to go live through my Manicam app that I completely forgot to wind my bobbins and change my thread. So I guess you guys are going to watch me do that. If it gets a little too loud, just take it away from you. Okay. So I think that purple is going to be perfect. You guys doing anything fun this week? Next Wednesday is the 1st, so yeah. February just flew by. It really did. It flew by. It's like, where did it go? And you need 2 bobbins for this bag, just to let you know. Just in case you're wondering. I can go a little faster. I just don't want to like knock everything off my table. So I'm going to fill 2, maybe even 3 bobbins, because the last thing I want to do is run out of bobbin. Not today, bobbin. Not today. Did it technically win though? Because I didn't even start it yet. Oh, you're finishing a quilt top, Tracy? I saw one of my memories pull up on my on my Facebook page of the first quilt I ever sold. Like, I'd made quilts before, but this one I actually sold it was like my first like real like, oh my god, I can actually do this. Like, it's not just my family saying it's nice, you know? You'll have to tag me on it after you finish so I can see what it looks like, Tracy. Okay. I don't like to overfill my... If you notice that when I do this with my... It kind of does that because I have a magnet underneath here. I do that so that hopefully, when I'm working with different, like, little tiny screws and things like that, they stay on my table rather than fly off. I think I'm to turn my notifications off on my phone because anytime I get a message, you guys get buzzed. There we go. I did it. I did it. Okay. You also make bags and cross stitch. Yeah. I love doing it all. I don't think I've ever really gotten into cross stitching. I did embroidery for a little while and like beading, almost like beading embroidery type of thing. I did that with my daughter's stuff for a little while, but I didn't really get into cross stitch. All right, I'm gonna get this in eventually, I promise. And it's not even like 'cause it's hard, it's just not grabbing the right angle or something. There we go. Wow, you handwrote all of your quilt labels? That's awesome. Where are you from, Tracy? You made the Ragabash? The only one I've made for Tori is a Vixen. That's the only one I've made of Tori's bags so far. But you know, the Vixen is so classic. Why would you want to do anything else? And you cut. She has really good patterns. You live in Canada. Okay. Hopefully it starts getting a little bit warmer up there like it is here. Because like right now, North Carolina cannot make up its mind about what it wants to do. Okay, so I'm going to grab my clips. And I like to sew with my vinyl down. Not because it's necessarily stretchy or anything, but in case it was, you know. Some warm days and some cool days. Yeah, like, hi Sherlock. Sherlock sews. Oh, is that Lori? Pretty side stitching. Perfect. All right, I'm gonna sew all the way around. Okay. Just making sure because I thought it looked kind of weird on the camera. Am I fuzzy for you guys? I'm trying to see what the seam allowance is. Also be notes. Okay, So seam allowance is 3/8 on this bag. Yes, Lori stalks me wherever I go. Yeah, you have the same great taste. At least that's what I say. I'm picking it up a little bit because this is a little like it sticks to the table a little bit. Well, it's good you know somebody, so that way you guys can, like, you know, chat it up too. That's always fun. All right, I'm going to take my pinking shears and cut around. Now, I personally like to put my hardware on after I've sewn it together. I feel like I get straighter stitches that way, that I don't have to fight against the magnet. I'm doing this a little out of order because this was like step 3. But I wanted to get it out the way because it's glitter vinyl. It's just, I'm so obsessed with it, really. Okay, so that now that that's nice and clipped all the way around, you see that? I'm gonna turn it inside out. It's so pretty. These two colors together are just classic for me. I think Tori's gonna send me a flute cleaner to do my turning. She's like, I see one of these in your future. All right, let me roll it out. Grab my turner. I do have a turner, it's just different. I have this. I know, these colors together are just perfect. It also reminds me of like New Orleans, Mardi Gras. If it had some green in there, it would definitely be Mardi Gras. Okay. So now, because it's kind of like wants to resist. Yeah, I know, right? Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and clip, roll and clip before I do my top stitching. It just keeps everything where it needs to be. And I'm probably going to end up closing my door because I do have a class going on right now. I'm sorry, I don't have a class personally. Miss Brandy has a class in the other room. She's our garment instructor. We have a garment class. Very Easter-like colors, yeah. Very Easterly. I'm actually working on Easter dresses right now as well to take down to my model in Florida and take some pictures of her in it. I've already got everything cut out. The bodice is sewn together. I just have to do the skirt, which is like the hardest part because it's like this beautiful pleated skirt. And then the other one is a high-low circle skirt. Pretty, pretty. All right, let me go close that door for just a second. Yeah, it is around the corner. It's April 8th this year. It's all the way in April. All right, ladies and gentlemen, they're very pretty. I can't wait to show you guys the pictures of the dresses. haven't done Easter dresses in so long. My daughter's 14 years old now, and she would love to wear dresses. We're making her a dress for a Wonderland experience that she's doing. Hi! Talking about my daughter. But these are like for a toddler. So the smaller ones are just super cute. But anyway, so we're making her a dress for the Wonderland experience, the Alice in Wonderland experience that she's going to. So I got all those fabrics in today. So we'll be making those as well. Nice and slow. Oh, I love a good top stitch. Look at that. Ooh. All right, so now let's go ahead and add the magnets. So on the flap, I like to put the male piece, and on the, hi, Grandma. Thank you for joining. There we go. I like to put it on after. I know, right? A good top stitching is like, it's like warm bread right out of the oven with a little bit of butter. I made home dinner rolls yesterday for my husband, because he asked me for them. And I was like, sure, I'll get you some. I'm gonna use a little piece of foam to back my piece with. I like using either some type of foam. Is this? No, this one is not my pattern. This pattern is by LBG Studio Patterns. I was trying to do the good thing and put it in the description and everything, but the live stream one that I scheduled didn't want to start, and I was already 20 minutes in, and I was like, I have to start doing this. I have to start my live. I got people waiting on me. So yeah, it's a very good pattern from them. I have not done any other of their other patterns before. I've only done this pattern, but it's very easy. It's like a blank slate, really. You can add or take away things very easily without messing up the entire bag. Like if you don't want to do the back pocket, you don't have to. You can easily omit it and not affect the final product. Like it doesn't mess up its seam allowances and stuff, if that makes sense. Just put my hand inside trying to get this in there. Isn't that cute? Cute, cute, cute. So pretty. Okay, so now that I've done that, I can go ahead and just close up this top edge. I'm going to put that over there because we won't need that for a little while. Isn't it pretty? I think it's very pretty. I like mine. I like it. Okay, so the first step it actually told us to do is to do our straps, but I'm doing webbing. So the hanging loop, that's the only thing that I might have to do. Let's see here. This is back panel. This is the back piece. This is the bottom. This is about the hardest part in this bag. This is bottom piece. Let's see here. I'm looking for the back loop. Zipper cover. That might be the, yeah. It's the front piece. This might be the back loop. Might be. inside pieces. Inside pieces. Strap loops right there. Yeah, I think that's my back grab handle is this one. Which actually I'm gonna like do something fun with. Yeah. Okay. Okay, back to those pieces. That piece and this piece. If I don't finish on today's live, I will come back on and do the live to finish as well. But I just wondering what type of machine I am working on a new tech sewing machine. So it's pretty much just like the off-brand of Juki 8700. It's like an off-brand of the 8700. It's pretty much the same motor and everything like that. It's just not name brand. I have had it for years. I wouldn't say like years and years, but I've had it for about 4 years now, and I love this machine. Funny story. The only time I had to have my guy come and service this machine was when my needle, like, it just kept coming unthreaded, and I'm like, I don't know what's going on. Why does it keep coming unthreaded? And I had threaded this machine so many times, so it's not, I mean, like, changed a needle on it, and I just couldn't figure it out. I had the needle in backwards. Yep. I was just having one of those moments. I was like, I don't know why I did that, but that's what I did. He laughed about it because he even asked me, and I was like, no, I have it in the right way. Yeah, it is right. All right, so all I'm doing is putting it towards the center and closing it up like so. Just closing and closing and closing, just like so. So it actually has you top stitch all the way around, like it has you do this. So that's what it's going to look like. You know, I just didn't, I just was like in denial that I had actually done that. It was really funny. It really was. It was super funny. All right, I'm going to top stitch on either side. My machine guy, Tony, was like, you just wanted to see me. I was like, sure. Yeah, I think everybody goes through it. You have to go through it. It's like a rite of passage. There we go. That's so pretty. So pretty. I like it. All right, so I'm doing the same thing with these, except I'm double folding these. Double fold. Okay. I think this is the most time-consuming part. It's just the prep work. Sometimes I do it ahead of time, and sometimes I don't, because I feel like I want to teach you something along the way as well. It's just not. It's not just sewing to be sewing, but it's also teaching and talking to you guys, because I enjoy that too. Because what's there not to enjoy, right? Talking to somebody who has like-minded. Okay, come on. There you go. this vinyl is a little sticky. I'm not gonna lie, it's a little sticky. I have to help it along. But I don't want a walking foot machine because then I can't do other things. Like making Easter dresses. There's that one. To the other one. I'm working on my daughter's quinceañera outfit as well, her dress and her change of outfit. I should get the fabric in for it at the end of, I don't know if it's end of next month or like close to the end of this. Well, it's already pretty much close to the end of this month. I think it'll be next month that I get the fabric. It's gorgeous. Love the fabric. My little princess. Okay, so all I did there was just, so the difference in this one and this one is this one got double folded and this one just got one. Yeah, it handles it just fine. I just have to, like with sticky things, I have to push it a little bit more. But so this one's double folded and this is single folded. And there's, because it's going to be bent like this, you're not going to really even see that seam. So I didn't think there was a issue in not having this be as bulky at the top of the bag. But this bag is so versatile, you could definitely do like a strap or something that goes across and for the handle a little bit better if you wanted to. All right, we did that. We did that. All right, so now it's telling me to get my back panel pieces and my zipper. Back panel piece and zippers. Okay, so I'm done with those. I'm gonna put those back. No, I'm not gonna put those there. I'm gonna put those there. You guys see my process? So this is the zipper cover. Top panel. Pocket piece. This is the inside piece. I'm not doing that one yet. This one is the inside piece too, if I'm not mistaken. Yep, those two are inside pieces. You need the smaller of the two zippers. You got a long zipper and a smaller zipper. No. Take that back. It's the bigger zipper. The smaller one's for the inside bag. I need these ones. Okay. This is, yes. Yes. Okay. I think those are all the pieces I need. So I need the two front pieces. I've got the front piece, the back piece, and then the two front pieces in the panel. Yeah, I got everything. So you definitely, with this pattern, you have to label your pieces, because if you don't label your pieces, there's so many rectangular pieces that it can get confusing very quickly. So like, that's not this one, because that's too big. That's the back piece. Don't tell me I didn't cut it. See, it's like these are different pieces, but look how close they are. When you're just looking at rectangles, it all looks the same. Where's this one? Inside pocket. Where's this one? Inside pocket lining. I went through this like 4 times before I started the video, so I know it's in here. See? I told you I knew it was in here, but I just didn't go far enough. Okay. So I've got that. This is the middle piece. Cut one on the main. Zipper cover. Top panel. Middle panel. I don't know. Maybe I didn't cover a zipper overlay because that looks like that piece. This looks like this piece. Oh, that's right. I didn't do a zipper cover. I didn't do a zipper cover because I didn't want to get too bulky. That's why. I omitted that. Because I didn't want it getting too bulky. Because if it gets too bulky, it gets really hard to sew through. Okay, so now we've got our pieces. So we have piece number 3, which is the back bottom panel, the top panel, and the middle panel. Okay. So it is telling me to place the back bottom panel, a 1/4 inch zipper allowance. Take these two, put those to the side. This is going to be my lining, and this is going to be my exterior. The joys of sewing, right? I know. This is something else. All right. So because it looks so much similar, I have to make sure that I did cut it correctly. So it is, this is where I'll be putting my zipper. Sometimes I do make things on there, but my zipper is a little too wavy for my liking. So I am going to iron it. And I have an iron right here. Everything's on. So let me iron that zipper because it's going to need it. It's too wavy. See that? You have a really wavy zipper like this, it just comes like crumpled or whatever. Like these are the little bit pieces at the end that when I cut it up into like the 2 and 3 yard, sorry, the 3 yard and the 5 yard increments here at the studio, I get like little pieces like this towards the end that don't make much of anything. So these pieces are usually a little bit more crinkled, but I can deal with that, and I can just press it and steam it. Press and steam, and look how much better that looks. See that? I always press it from the back side, so I don't touch my metal never touches, I'm sorry, my iron never touches the teeth. I press it from the back, and it's pretty. I like to let it cool off a little bit because that's another thing. If you start doing right away, it will sometimes kind of pull. My 1/8 inch zipper tape. The 1/8 inch is my favorite for zippers because it gets out of the seam allowance and doesn't gum up my needle. So I do go through a lot more 1/8 inch. And I find we sell more of it too online. That's one of our popular ones. All right, so what I do is I just rub my finger right along it, and it's still straight. Peel it and stick it down. You are going to have zipper tape hanging off each side that will be cut off. That's supposed to be like that. You will have it tear off. There we go. And you see how if I put it like this, it doesn't, the size doesn't match. I have to flip it this way so that I know it matches. Yeah, it's very, the size difference is so small that you can get really confused with that. But other than that, just make sure you mark out your pattern piece numbers or keep it together with your pattern pieces. Like I did. Like I kept my pattern piece with mine so I could have it as a reference. All right, so now I'm going to go ahead and sew this with a joining stitch length. For me, that's a 3.5, and it's at a 1/4 inch seam allowance. So this machine actually has a thread cutter. It just does not like bonded polyester. Doesn't like it. Okay, then it tells me to pull it out. If you can iron it, iron it. If not, just do a top stitch. Just hold it down and top stitch. So I was able to just finger press mine. Everything looks pretty even. I got feedback from a couple of people here locally that 6 to 8 was a good time frame for them. Is that a good time for you guys too normally? I'm trying to do this on a weekly basis and have like a little bit of a schedule. Usually Wednesdays are the best day for me. Look at that. Pretty top stitching. Okay, so I did that. I put my zipper pull on after I've done this so I don't have to move it out the way. So now it's telling me to place the back pieces. Middle panel. Back middle panel. That's this piece. That's why I keep it together because it looks very similar to this one. See that? So these sizes are just like literally a 1/2 inch difference. So because of that is what I like to make sure. Now I'm going to make sure that when I put this on, when I flip it up, he's going the right direction. Because if I did it this way, he's upside down. So hours are hit and miss. Yeah. I'm going to try to be consistent with 6. Starting at 6, 6:30, and then going till 8. Oh, that's going to be so cute. So I like to line mine up over here on the side to make sure it lines up with this side piece. And slowly put it on without stretching anything. That's good. I want to make sure it lines up here on the left and the right. You guys can't see that. There we go. You can see it there. To make sure it lines up on both sides. And flip it and peel my tape from this side. Stitch length, 1/4 inch seam allowance. Oh, that's so pretty. Sometimes if I have a really pretty zipper, I don't mind not having a zipper like cover, like an overlay on it, because it's just so pretty. Oh, it makes it pop. It makes it so pretty. I'm happy I use gold with rainbow accents for this pattern. Oh, so I am in North Carolina. So I'm the same time zone as you. Is it Nario? Was it Nario? Nario? I mean, the same time zone as Boston. Look at that. All right, now the scary part. This is the part where people like get really scared and they're like, "What are you doing?" I'm gonna rip this apart so I can put my zipper on. What I like to do is come over here and just make a mark, a straight mark on either side to make sure that when I'm putting my zipper back on, these two are lining up. So I want it to go from left to right. So I'm going to crack this side open and just make sure everything lines up back over here. So actually my line needs to be over here. You could do it on both places, really. I'm lining up against the side of the fabric and making sure it's straight. Okay. This is where we get to have fun with some fun zipper pulls. Okay. All right, left to right. Wait a minute. Right to left. Oh, okay. I think I said it right then. Like Cario, but Nario. Norbius? Did I say that right? That's where I'm trying to get. That's where it's gonna get iffy a little bit for me. Okay, so all I did was crack it open just a little bit. Push both of them down at the same time until it gets on. There you go. Some of my bag making students are like, okay, let me show you how to do it. And then they put it on. I'm like, great. And I rip it off and I'm like, do it again. And I'm like, what? Like, sorry. Sorry. Like, so I'm just going to do a couple of tacking stitches just to make sure that right now I don't have to worry about this coming off. This is actually the next step, is to cut it off. I didn't do that close enough. So the next step would be to put the zipper overlay on, but I didn't want this being too bulky back here. So I didn't. But that's so pretty. Like, why would I want to cover that? Okay. Very, very awesome. So I guess this time works for you then, right? Nario, does it work better for you? Maybe. Some people like it's hit and miss. It depends on the day whether I have kids stuff to do or grandkids, other things like that. Okay, so now it's telling me to put on the top portion. So this is the top portion, and I'm putting that onto here. That makes no sense. Hold on, guys. That does not make any sense. It talks about the back lining, the middle back piece, the top panel. No, it doesn't say anything about that. Okay, put this on the side for right now. It's obviously I'm wrong with that. So now I do the lining piece. So I'm attaching finish. Da, 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 da. Okay. Did that. Okay, top stitching. Okay, so now it's saying to attach the outer pocket lining. Outer pocket lining. Which is this piece. And you want it to be pretty sides stitching here, so that when you open your zipper, you look inside and it's pretty. Yeah, that was scary. I opened my zipper up a little bit too much. I almost like to take it and just kind of like tap it together. Just tap it. It's as if it's just a little bit too short because my seam allowance wasn't quite accurate. I kind of like to just kind of even it up a little bit on both sides, have enough out of the seam allowance that it makes it pretty even. Actually, I'm wanting to put my clips on, so I'm sewing from the right side because that's where I could see my main fabric, just to make sure everything lines up really good. Okay. Now we're going to baste it all together. And this is why you need 3 bobbins, or at least 2, because it gets to be a lot of basting and you don't want to run out of bobbin thread. And I'm really trying to make sure everything stays flat and I'm not having any bunching happening. So now we have a pocket, a functional pocket. Woohoo! Okay. Now it's telling me that I need to put my strap anchor pieces down. So I just had them knee row. Is that it? Nero? I think my husband just told me how to say it. Phonetically, that is. Nero. Okay, there we go. So now we're going to take these and put on our pieces. Let's see here. Connectors. Not the slide adjusters, but the connectors. Which I don't. Oh, we're using D-rings. That's not working. That's not the same size. I think I was supposed to put the like those in half. It's not what the pattern said, but we will make this work. We're going to make this work. Okay. We're going to make this work. I'm going to make smaller ones and then make these straps have little hooks. Because, oh, that, or I can just unpick this. Unpick it. Does that sound like a word? Thanks, Grandma. It's very pretty so far, right? I think it's awesome. Okay. Yes, that scares some people, the way I seam it. I have more of this vinyl, but it's in the other room. Like literally all the way in the other room. So for a strap connector, it's going to be okay. Things happen. It's okay. It's okay. Welcome to live TV. Thanks, Lori. Was it Lori? I want to make sure. Because I know your name was different for... I think so, yeah. I like it. The vinyl's something that I had my niece help me with in designing. Yes, it's Lori. I was so paranoid. I was like, I hope I'm not calling her a different name. Okay. Because I thought I read it, but... Okay. Are you also in Canada, Lori? Okay. Ram bam, thank you, ma'am. Got it. Okay. Spit all into the trash can. Okay. The good thing is it's so glittery. You really, I mean, you can see the puncture marks. I mean, you can, but you're not going to see it like that much when you have a strap connector on it. And it's saying it needs rectangular rings. And I'll have the D rings. So let me see if I have some over here. So I have these from Amazon that I don't like using because these things here are very kind of loosey-goosey. So I'm just going to take these bars off and use them as rectangular rings. That's what I'm going to do. See what I mean? It's very flimsy for that portion. This portion is the metal piece. The slide adjuster piece is very flimsy, but the other part is very sturdy. And I've done this plenty of times because up until recently, I couldn't get rectangular rings. It's very easy. Just get yourself a little needle nose plier. Pull it open. Voila. We learned something new today, right? Hopefully. There we go. Oh, yes. That's going to be so much better. Okay, so let me just do a top stitch. The top stitch isn't really more anything than decorative, but I like to see the top stitching. A pretty top stitch says a lot about a bag. I have two of these. gonna keep cleaning up as I go. Something I like to do when I cook too. Just keep it clean. All right, so I didn't really need that gap there, but that's okay. Oh, look at that. That's so pretty. Oh, yes, yes. I love it when a plan comes together. So when there's this little metal part right here where it's got the join, right? That's where I like to put this over. So then that piece, if it is seen, you don't see the join. You're not going to see it at the end result because we're going to attach it to the other piece. Okay, so it's telling us to take it and put it. I'm not giving out measurements. Make sure that keep it covered. There we go. Okay. So take that and I'm going to baste it on within the seam allowance as well. This bag is coming together. Now, if you don't want your pieces, like these pieces here to kind of be like loosey-goosey and sliding everywhere, you could put a rivet right there, and that keeps it from moving too much. So I'm going to do that, and I'm actually going to use, I'm going to use the rainbow rivets in there. I'm going to use my rainbow rivets. Have this handy dandy puncher. It gets into some places a little bit better than others. If you want to measure this out, you definitely can. I've done it enough that I can pretty much eyeball it. Okay, just make sure it's up, the metal piece is up enough for you to be able to sandwich it in. There we go. I gotta keep looking to make sure you guys can see me. And get my pretty pink chomp, my little squishy thing. Chomper, chomper. Push it down. Everything's nice and even. And there. It's pretty, isn't it? So if you ever have a pattern that calls for these types of connectors and you don't want them flopping, or you don't want the connectors moving too much, that's all you gotta do, just put a rivet right there. The pattern does not call for that, but I like to do that. It's just something that I've picked up along the way. All right, so now it's asking us to get our either our 1.5 inch webbing or your pre-made, the straps that you've made. I'm using my webbing. So I'm gonna use my webbing, and then I need my slide adjusters. Okay, here are my slide adjusters. They're different from the ones I get from Amazon. These are really, even that metal piece is very sturdy. Like the metal, I like the metal piece on these. Okay, so it's telling me to put it, okay, go down from underneath because there's a right and a wrong way. So I'm going down to touch the pretty side and come up the bar. Okay, and then it's telling me to sew this down. I'm going to burn my edge right there just a little bit because it's got a little bit of a tail sticking out. If you want to double fold this and then sew it, you can. I think I'm going to just do a double fold. This webbing that I sell is really thin, but it is sturdy. So if you're using a domestic, you don't have to do a double like this, but even if you do, it's still going to sew through it. And you can do a rectangle, or you can do just one straight stitch. I like to do a cross just a little bit. Then you come across this way. It's more of a decorative thing, but I like it. There we go. Come back to there. See that? That's more of a decorative stitch. You don't need to. Singe my edges. I just burn it and just make sure it goes nice and flat so that my edges don't come unraveled. Okay, so now it's telling me with this side, like so, with the wrong side facing up, you go down through this loop, up, and then go back through the center hole and come back up. Like so. And then we are going to stitch it down. Okay, so let me find my center. This is going to be a kid's backpack, so I don't need this much webbing. So I'm going to cut it. This is a kid's backpack, so I don't need that much webbing. I'm just burning it just to make sure it's nice. It doesn't fray that much, so that's the great part. I'll take that one and clip that one there. Just like that. Now we're going to repeat the same process with the other strap that fell down here. Okay. Down and up. Loop-de-loop. Skirt about. All right, so we're doing the same process again. And it's a preference, like I said, if you wanted to do this just a rectangle or a box with a square. It's up to you. I really don't think that this toddler is going to be like holding rocks in this and have a problem with her straps, but I like to make sure it's nice and reinforced. Did you like that? I was like holding it, make sure it didn't go anywhere. That's super cute. All right, so again, with the wrong side facing up. Swoop it down and back up. And go up and over. Okay, so now I need to just make sure that both of my pieces are similar in size. So right there. Okay, so if I clip that one there, almost. Okay, I think that part is similar. We just need to have that be the same. Ah, perfect. Yeah, that looks good. Well, just to make sure, it's not always the same, but sometimes I make both of these exactly the same. So look at that. That fits almost perfectly. I love it when a plan comes together. Okay. I can use that for something else for sure. So question for you guys all out there. I know that we have a couple of sewists in here. Do we have anybody else who sews? Oh, you're in Michigan. Okay. So I know Tracy said she does quilts, bags, cross stitching. Do you guys do anything else? Any of you guys do any other sewing related hobbies? Oops. Okay, so I've got that there. Now it's telling me to put my loop. My loop. Okay. Then I'm going to put my loop on either side. Like that. So hold that there. I'm going to hold you there. Yeah. You go there. And you go there. Don't move. You have to stay right there. Okay, and then I put my flap on. But I'm gonna baste these in first before I do my flap. I'm gonna baste these in. Because this piece here wants to resist. So I gotta really make sure that handle's nice and straight before I got into a fight with my clippers just then. Did you see that? All right, so now that's the step there. Now it's telling me to get my flap. What did I knew I put it somewhere. Did I put it in here? The bottom. I know I finished my flap. It's hiding. Do you guys see it somewhere and I just don't see it? Can you help me out? Can you put me in the right direction? Did it fall? Here it is. I would have never found it there. Okay. So you're slowly getting back into making clothes. I love making clothes. It's one of my favorite things to do. I've done a lot of quilting. I've got one quilt order that I need to finish, and then another. She wants another one. I haven't even finished that one, and she wants another one. Bag making. Yeah, I love bag making as well. Okay, so now it's telling me to take this piece here, find my center, and then here's where it's going to be a little different, guys. You have to flip this so that it's the wrong side facing up, so that these pretty sides are touching the back. So the part with the magnet, you're going to see it popped up. That's the part that's going to be there. Just line that up as best as you can. It's kind of bulky in here, but you can do it. Okay, then I'm basting this in. There's a lot of basting here. That's why I said you have to have 3 bobbins for this one. So next week, Lori, I'm going to be going live making the girls' Easter dresses. I'm going to show you how to do an Easter dress. No pattern necessary. Like that. Just measurements. Make a cute little Easter dress. Or spring dress. Doesn't have to be Easter. It could be a spring dress. Okay. I got that. I don't know why I put that there, but okay. Now it's telling me I need this piece. Now I need the back panel piece, top back panel piece. See? That's awesome. It's been 20 years? You got this. It's like riding a bike. Again, I'm making sure that Pascal is going the right direction. This is a lot of stuff happening right here, just to let you know. You really have to clip really good right in here. I'm going to have to turn the fan on because it got to a nice 80 degrees. And the air conditioner shut off on me, so I have to turn on the fan for me for a second. Okay, so now I'm doing this, and then I'm sandwiching this piece. So I've got half space the back panel, right side is down with the bag, align the top edge and sides of the back, sew together. A walking foot is helpful with this. Bag. Yeah. So these pieces will come back into play later. You do not sandwich it with this yet. Because it didn't say to. I may have to come back to that piece. Because it's not saying anything about that one yet. It didn't say anything about the lining piece. It just said right side down on top of the bag flap, align the edge and the sides of the pocket and sew together. Yeah, that's all it said to do. So I'm going to do what it says. Pull it out the way. And nice and slow through all the bulk. Even with an industrial sewing machine, sometimes you do have to take it slow. And then sometimes you need a hump jumper. That helps too with the seams. But I was able to get through that really well. I didn't skip any stitches or anything, so that looks good. Awesome. Awesome. Okay, so now it's telling me to do that. It's not saying anything about top stitching this, which is interesting. Flip the top panel and hanging loop up and press the seam so that it's flatter. It just tells me to press it, which I'm not doing, guys, because I have vinyl. Okay. So now it's telling us to attach the bag front and the bag bottom to this. So this is my bag front. Okay, and we're going to do one side at a time, lining up our side seams. Ah, look at that. Look how perfectly that goes together. Look at that. It's exactly the same size, which is actually really cool because I've had a lot of seams in there that I've had to make sure that I had the right seam allowance for. So that's actually really cool. I love it when a plan comes together. He's starting to push a little against me. It's starting to kind of like roll with it, with the pressure of the foot. So, and here is the zipper, so I'm going to go back through that just one more time. Now we're going to do the same thing to the other side. So all we're doing is just making sure everything's out of the way and lining it back up again. Just making sure everything's out of the way. Okay. Lining everything up. Okay. That looks pretty good. Let's do the same thing. You gotta love it when a plan comes together. Or should I say a seam comes together? Is that pattern for fun? No, I have it in waterproof canvas as well, which is like a I don't know how to explain it. It's not a thick canvas at all. It's not like the Ottertex. It's a very nice, soft, waterproof canvas that if you wanted to, you could interface it without a problem. But I also have it in waterproof canvas. I'm not sure if I'm going to carry it in like Lycra or not, or French terry. I'm not sure yet on that one. Okay. So now we have that. Now it's telling us to attach our bottom. This is the part where it gets a little tricky. This is the part where I was like, okay, the girls definitely needed help with that. So I'm gonna grab my bottom. And here's my bottom. I love it with this vinyl because it could just get wiped off. There are notches on your pattern pieces that you have to transfer onto your on here. So I think I have them, but just to double check, I'm gonna line everything up. Yeah. I'm just making sure that everything's lined up. And I'm making my notches. And I think the other one's just a center mark. Mix together. Okay, and then fold that and make a center notch right there. Okay, so these notches on the side here, on either side, are going to line up with your side seams here. So I personally like to do my straight bit first. Make everything kind of go down so you guys can see what I'm doing. Put it on my lap, which is awesome because that's how I work anyway. Let me do my center seam here. Okay, center seam there. I'm going to match these up, pretty sides touching. It's going to want to resist a little bit because I have the Decoville Heavy in here. Have you worked with anything like Decoville Heavy or Peltex? Oh, that's perfect. That really just lines right up with that seam. I love it. Comes together so well. And that's why it's important to follow your seam allowances. So I have some students that just sew whatever. I'm like, no, 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 no. You have to follow the seam allowance. If you don't follow the seam allowance, things won't come together. Just, it won't match. Okay, so now my seams are matching my notches right there. You have worked with those interfacings? Yeah. Love it. I love it. All right, so I'm going to go from notch to notch, sewing just the straight parts. And I'm just going to do a basting stitch around first at a 1/4 inch seam allowance. And then I'll come back and do the 3/8. This really helps keep everything together. Okay, so now that I've done the straight bit, I have the curved edges to do. Okay, so I really should have done this before, but okay, why not have the challenge? I'm gonna do my notches for the center front and the center front for my bag piece here too. This is a very soft vinyl. It's very fluid. It's not rigid. It's actually very fluid, if you can kind of tell. So it'll hold its structure, but it's not going to be like a stick straight either. That's why I like it. Okay, so we go like this. All right, so now we're going to slowly work this around with lots and lots and lots of clips, working in to the curve. With lots and lots of clips. So here you're going to notice that it's going to start like trying to push this out, and that's exactly what it's going to do. Is just push it. Just totally okay. And actually, since it's wanting to push it that direction, I think I'm going to stitch it with that side up. Do I? Yes, I do. I sell my waterproof canvas and this print as well as in vinyl. I have several prints that I do in waterproof canvas. And I do, oh, this is so pretty. All the hardware that I'm using is on my website as well, garnersewingroom.com. If you go up to the very beginning chat, like the first thing I said after I said hi, Miss Markia put the link down. Yeah, Miss Markia put the link down in there so you could check that out. But it's just garnersewingroom.com and then click on hardware or just type in hardware in the little search engine thing. This is a process, guys. Make sure I'm clipping good to make sure everything is exactly where it needs to be without having as many puckers. I try not to have any puckers. There we go. Oh, that's coming together really pretty. See that? Let's do the other side. I kind of have to move it around and really just work with it. The glitter vinyl I do not sell. That is from Lauren Mormino. This is her glitter vinyl, her accessory weight vinyl. Even though I have an industrial, I don't like to push it too much on anything that's too thick. So the good thing is that her glitter vinyl, accessory vinyl, and my printed vinyl are very similar backing. It's very similar weight, so it works really well together. All right, so that's pretty. So I'm gonna sew the bottom. All right, so right here I like to just come in at an angle and just cut into my seam a little bit. This is the seam that I've already done, just to kind of get it out of the way. See that? I like to do that just to get it out of the way. I just kind of cut into it at an angle. It just helps me have everything lay flatter. There we go. Perfect. All right, guys, moment of truth. This is where I hold my breath. This is where I hold my breath. So this part here, what I'm doing is I'm pushing that out of the way so I can start sewing in from where I left off before. And again, I'm just doing the 1/4 inch to start with, and then I'm going to come back in with the 3/8 seam allowance. I just find it works better if I do a basting stitch first. I'm really just making this bag do what I tell it to do. And it's really good that my needle when I stop sewing, my needle goes into the fabric so that I can do all of this maneuvering without it interfering with my stitch. If you have a needle down positioner, it's very, very helpful. And right there, like, I can pivot with lifting my needle. Awesome. Oh, this is so pretty. Now, if I caught everything on this seam, then I know when I come in at 3/8, I've caught everything. So, oh, that's so pretty. This is so pretty. It's a go. I have a little tiny little pucker. I mean, I can work that out right there. But it's nothing I can't work with. All right, so I'm gonna come at this straight point, come in at that 3/8, and I switched my stitch length to a 3.5 joining stitch. Okay, and then now that's what I like this, but I've already cut it, kind of a little bit more. Cut a little bit more. There we go. You lift out of the way. I'm just trying to make sure I don't catch that other seam in that, because that could present problems later on. Alright, just keep working it. And the difference really between the 3/8 and the 1/4 inch is like 1/8 of an inch. So it's like you're just stitching right next to where you just stitched before. Really work it all the way around. Making sure I don't have any other questions. If you guys want to have any questions, just put them in the comments. Now, if later on you want to come back and see this bag being made when it's not live, I do come back in and do an edited version of this of making the bag, that you don't have to watch the whole thing in real time. I'm almost out of bobbin. I can hear it. Let me see how true it is. No, I've got a good amount of bobbin still. I got a few more lines of stitching. Oh, get back in there. I think it's just because it was getting thick, I kind of heard it ticking a little bit. There we go. Okay. Now that we've done that, we can go back through and see how I did a double stitch. Kind of went off a little bit right here, but that inside stitch is really what matters. Look at that. So pretty. I can go now and trim it back. Trim it back. Isn't that cool? Yeah, it is cool. I don't really do much with this back seam with the zigzag stitches, scissors, because it's really thick through here. So I'm just going to use my regular scissors and trim away everywhere except where like the connectors are, because I don't want to mess up the integrity of my strap connectors. So I just cut around on like a U shape. Like that. So if they ever ask you to trim it back, you want to keep these. You have to run. Bye. Yeah, you catch the replay. Have a good night, Lori. All right. Thanks for hanging with us. All right, let's turn this bag out. And then I probably have like 10 more minutes. Maybe 20 more minutes left before I have to head out myself too. Because I'm at a studio, not in my house, so I like to get home at a decent hour. I'm not too far from here, but I don't like to be here at the studio by myself at night. So, we usually close up shop at 8:30. Oh my goodness, look at that. This is looking so nice. Oh, look at that. Oh, that's so nice. Oh, that's going to be so pretty. Yeah, this is going to need to like sit for just a couple hours or so, or overnight with it. It's just seeing, oh, that's so pretty. Look how pretty that turned out. Oh, that is gorgeous. I love it when that bottom comes together really nicely. Look at that. Right. Okay, so this is where this will flap forward. Look, we have a finished bag. No, we don't. But it would be nice to say that. So while I have this here, I'm just going to go ahead and mark my centers of my front and back because I'm going to need that later anyway. So I might as well just do it now. Mark that one. Okay, I'm going to clip this together so it doesn't move on me. And then, so what I do is I clip it at the seam. So I sandwich those seams together to make sure everything's even. And then voila. Oh, this is so pretty. Yeah, I'm going to have to like I'm going to roll these seams and then clip it. So the memory can kind of stay that way. Not that it looks bad, but I know it's going to annoy me. And I'm not like a crazy perfectionist, but I do like it to look nice. Oh, this is going to be so pretty. Oh, I know why I'm getting hot. Good morning for Brisbane. It's 8 o'clock there. It's 8 a.m. That's amazing. Okay, so it doesn't look like much right now because I had to squish it a little bit and do all that, but it's amazing. Okay, so I'm gonna put this aside. No, I don't like that. I think I'm just gonna leave it. I don't like it on the side right there. Okay. Okay. I've got other parts to do, Sandra. You can't just sit here and play with the rounded corners all night long. You have to do other things. Okay. Look at that. Awesome. So this is going to the side to chill and hang out and do its thing. All right, so the next step it's telling us to do is to grab our zipper tab pieces and do our inside zipper. I'm kind of questioning whether I actually did zipper tabs or not. Zipper. zipper tabs. The other side. It's the back. That's the back of the pocket. Pocket, pocket, pocket. I didn't make zipper tabs. That's very interesting. Don't know why I wouldn't make zipper tabs. They're the easiest thing to do. Not sure. Good morning, Michelle. Okay, so let's put the zipper pull on and we'll think about this for a second. This might be a stopping point for me because I need my zipper tabs and I didn't cut zipper tabs. Why didn't I cut zipper tabs? I don't know. I think it was part of the cut list. And sometimes I do go a little fast with cut lists. I'm just saying. Sometimes I do. Oh, 11:06 a.m. Okay. I read that as 9:06 a.m. And I was like, whoa, that's a real difference. All right, we'll press that a little bit more. Okay. All right, put on the zipper. Isn't it cute? It's a sun. It's not focusing. There you go. It's the sun from Tangled. Hey, Jaden. I'm so sorry you didn't get notified that I was live. I was having technical issues, so the live one that I had scheduled didn't actually work. So, yeah. I don't know what I did wrong. I'll try to figure it out by next week. If not, it'll just be like me saying, hey, I'm going live on this day or that day, and then I'll try to put it in like the different groups. Are you on any of the Facebook groups, Jaden? So if you're on any of the Facebook groups, I'll try to remember that. Awesome job. Thank you, Grandma. There you go. So I think we're going to leave the lining portion for a live maybe tomorrow or Friday. Just because we ran late starting and I don't have zipper tabs. So I've only got a few more minutes left before I have to get going. It's fine. I can always watch the replay. I know. I'm so sorry. I don't want to get started on this because if I do this, which is the drawstring portion, I'll run out of bobbin at some point and then I'll be really upset. So I know that's not going to happen. So what I'm going to do now is, sorry guys. Hi guys. Okay, so I think now what I'm going to do is say good night. I don't think I'm in Facebook, but I'll join. Oh, okay. No problem. So I try to have you guys, I'm sorry, I'm trying to get this thing up for you guys to see me a little bit better. There we go. It's a wobbly. There we go. Yay. Okay. So it's all right, Jaden. You'll watch the replay tonight, and then after I finish making the bag, because I'm going to go live again to finish the bag, I will have them both merged together as one video. So that would be very helpful. Or at least like a part 1 and a part 2. That way it comes back for you guys to have that together. All right, guys. Thank you so much for sticking and hanging on with me. And I've got a lot of stuff back there. I see all my vinyls. These are all my vinyls and waterproof canvases and templates. It's all organized. My little stuffies and all that stuff. My t-shirts, my dresses. So I do have this print in a dress form back there. for girls' dresses. All right, thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate it. Don't forget to hit the like button, share it with your friends, and say, hey, I found someone cool doing my sewing videos. And then don't forget to subscribe and put the notification button. Sometimes if you turn it off and then turn it back on, it'll work. So hopefully that way you guys can get notified when I go live next time to finish making this bag. So for everybody who came in a little bit late, I'm just going to show you real fast what the finished product looks like. This is the finished bag. It's a drawstring backpack. The drawstring. This is the zipper I'm talking about that needs the zipper tabs. And it gets connected like so, and it is so pretty. Just like that. All right, guys, and it is super cute. Adorable, and I made a matching NCW. All right, guys, thank you so much. I appreciate it. I'll see you tomorrow or Friday. We'll see. Thanks. Bye.